What's up, Queen, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome to the Wifed Me Up series. We are in week 3, which is all about friendships and failures. Or I should say, friendships and fears. Now, before we get into it, go ahead and hit like and subscribe so you can officially become a part of this series. And if you are returning, welcome back and thank you for showing up. Go ahead and get your snacks ready, get your tea ready, get your water ready. You already know we gotta stay hydrated out here during summer 2026. If you are new, this series is all about making yourself feel chosen. Radically, unapologetically chosen. In every room that you walk into, you make that statement that I choose me. I respect myself, I love me, and I am waiting on nobody to give me permission to live intimately. It's in our nature to love and to be loved. So it's not about casting out anybody and shutting the world out, but it's more so about allowing ourselves the permission to receive this love now. So then when our person does arrive, our cup is overflowing and that we can welcome them into our world with this love, with this grace, with this compassion. So our goal here is to walk like love, talk like love, move like love right now before our love arrives. So if that sounds interesting to you, girl, then you are in for a 12-month treat. We are currently on week 3, and this week is all about friends and failures. Let's talk about it. So your girl was entertaining somebody, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this is why I think having friendships are so freaking important, because girl, you cannot be doing this thing alone. And when I mean this thing, I mean this thing called life. You cannot be doing this thing called life alone. You need your friends to lean on, to dance with, to cry with, to laugh with. And so that's exactly what we were focused on prioritizing this week. We did have a friend fly in from our hometown. I think it's also so important, especially if you moved into a new city like I did, to force yourself to go out there and reach new people and make new friends. So that's another thing that we did. We stepped out practicing our red effect. If you don't know what the red effect is, go ahead and watch episode 1. It's when you wear all red and you completely own it. My friend Deja had a cookout and she actually reached out to a bunch of girls on Bumble BFF, which I highly freaking recommend that app, especially if you are looking to create new friendships for you. She's found so much success on there, and that's where I actually met her. If you meet one good person, you're just gonna be introduced to more good people. So continue to reach out, put yourself out there. And then of course, just making sure that you're taking care of yourself when you're alone and focusing on that relationship with yourself and God. I definitely cannot be doing this thing without God. Moving to a new city has been very new. It's a new adventure every single day. And I think walking by faith is the number one thing that keeps me walking forward. With all that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what happens when you find everything you've been looking for. The person with the mindset, the personality, the characteristics, the values. What happens when they arrive? Do you receive it from a place of trust, or do you receive it from a place of fear? And I want to pause right here and give yourself grace, especially if you've never had a healthy relationship before, because that makes 2 of us. Give yourself grace. Give yourself so much grace, so much patience, and so much compassion as you put your heart back out there and open up your heart again to receiving potential love. Because you're gonna screw up, okay? I'm just gonna tell you right now, you're gonna screw up. And you might even be the one to sabotage the relationship too and partake in that. Let's start with that question. Who are you when you receive everything you've been looking for? Do you operate from a place of fear or from a place of trust? A place of fear says, this person is gonna leave eventually, or I'm gonna lose myself in this person. And so we start to sabotage it in ways to end that thing before it really even begins. Or we can receive it from a place of trust that says, I am worthy of this. I trust that this person is good and has good intentions, and that we can enjoy each other's experience together. Move from that place of trust where there's no negative assumptions, there's no rushing, there's no inconsistency or sabotaging it at all. Let's talk about the guy that shows up and reaches out to you, who initiates the connection. And you're like, oh my God, this guy's really attractive. We really hit it off. We share a lot of the same values. And then out of nowhere, he pulls away. And so you start to blame yourself. You start to think, oh my God, if I had said this, or if I had done this differently, maybe he'd still be choosing me. And then you start to take it personal, and then you start to think, well, if I had bigger boobs, if I looked like a completely different person, maybe he'd choose me. Girlfriend, no. Those are insecure thoughts. Those are thoughts that are not true. When a guy is being inconsistent and making you feel confused, he's at war with himself. It is not personal. There is nothing that you need to do or add or take away to be enough for this person, because you can be everything he is looking for. Sexy, kind, patient, compassionate, and he'll still sabotage it. So let's talk about the ways that he can sabotage it and what to do if that's the case. The first one being interest followed by inconsistency. He reaches out, y'all go on a few dates, and then out of nowhere, he starts leaving you on red. He starts not replying, he starts canceling plans without rescheduling, and it's just like, what is going on now? You know, you're saying one thing, but your actions are saying another thing, and it's actually starting to hurt. That is a form of sabotaging it, because he's already starting to battle with this thing that actually feels good. It's real, and he's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to receive this, so I'm just gonna start pulling away. And that leads us into number 2, which is emotional distance. This guy can talk about all the intimate dates that he wants to go on with you, but when it comes down to doing those dates, he disappears, he cancels, he is unavailable all of a sudden. And that is a man that isn't ready for that emotional intimacy. And, you know, you can't force that upon somebody. Again, I think that's fear showing up, fear of vulnerability, fear of being seen. And I think one of those biggest things is like the fear of being seen has a lot to do with, you're gonna see me for who I am without this mask, which actually leads us into number 3, dishonesty and lack of effort. That mask, this mask of I have it all together, I'm successful, I'm putting on this facade so you can perceive me in this type of way. It's when that mask comes off and you're seeing them for who they are, there's a fear of rejection that comes up. And maybe we don't even know it, but that's what it is. It's like, okay, if you see me for who I really am and you see my flaws, like, are you gonna reject me? Because maybe they've had a past of people rejecting them. And so it's not personal, but they're like old insecurities surfacing up that maybe they didn't take time to heal. Or it could be childhood trauma that they haven't dealt with, and it's surfacing up and they're distancing now because they don't want to feel seen. And so they start to be dishonest. And if you tend to be someone who is able to see right through people's facades, you challenge them. You challenge them, you challenge their insecurities, you challenge their authenticity, and sometimes it makes people uncomfortable because it's just like, oh, I don't want to be seen for who I really am, because what if I'm not enough for them? And so that's why we've got to move with compassion whenever we are dating. Let's be more compassionate, let's be more patient with ourselves and with other people, and not be so quick to cut off, and not be so quick to assume, and not be so quick to judge other people's shortcomings and flaws. So now we're gonna go ahead and talk about what to do when this happens to you. Set firm boundaries. You can communicate how his behavior is affecting you, but do not try to fix it. Do not try to override it, and do not try to hope that he changes and hope that he realizes what he has right in front of him and begin wishful thinking that he'll change eventually and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, set your boundaries. communicate it, but set those boundaries. If it starts to actually affect you in a negative way, where like now he's making you feel insecure and have you second guess yourself and your self-worth and make you feel like you're not enough and make you look in the mirror different, that's when you know it's starting to affect you in a negative way, and this is not somebody that you need to be entertaining in your life, especially if you're the one who communicated that you're intentionally dating. It's unfair to you, it's disrespect, and it's self-abandonment if you continue to tolerate and entertain this person. Set those boundaries, girl, and then walk away. Walk away if that's what you need to do. Do not play games. That is the second thing to do here, is to not play games. Do not play games. Don't try to read his mind. Don't try to like do this tactic so he can want you more. Like, do not play games. It is a waste of time. It is a waste of emotional energy, and you deserve so much better. You deserve so much better. So move like it, act like it. And I just want to say this right now, right here. Choosing yourself, making yourself feel chosen comes down to this right here. When you have someone right in front of you who you are really about and could potentially be the love of your life, and choosing yourself and walking away anyways, because you love yourself this much. It's about choosing yourself in the moments when you really don't want to walk away, when you really don't want to let go of this person, and letting them go anyways, because you value and you respect yourself that much. You care about yourself that much that you're like, you know what? I'm better than this. I deserve better than this. I choose me. Peace. That's what this comes down to. Choosing yourself when it feels like the hardest thing that you can do. Choosing yourself because you know deep down inside you are worthy of so much more. You are worthy of clarity. You are worthy of someone who's choosing you the same way you're choosing them, who is being intentional with you the same way you're being intentional with them. You are worthy of that too. You're worthy of the love that you're giving. You are worthy of the respect that you're giving. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy of better. Even though this guy has painted the facade, the mask, that he is everything that you've been looking for, but his action and his words aren't matching up, girl, it's time to break the illusion, choose yourself, and walk away. Walk away, let go, even if it's the hardest choice you have to make. Because what does that mean? That means another failed relationship. I understand that frustration, but it is so worth it, because again, the quicker that we fail at these relationships, the faster we are to finding the right person. Which leads us into the third thing, focus on self-worth. Redirect your focus from this loss to this gain. You may have lost a potential relationship, but really it's not a loss, because if they're not even reaching the bare minimum, girl, you didn't really lose anything. You lost a waste of time, that's for sure. But you didn't really lose anything, even though sometimes that's how it can feel. So we're gonna redirect our focus from him to you and your self-worth. What will anchor your self-worth? Is it exercising? For me, it is exercising. Exercising helps me boost my confidence, helps me remember who I am, helps me feel good. I tend to listen to podcasts. I tune into Sarah Jakes Roberts. I'm focused on my body goal. So what does anchoring your self-worth look like? Maybe it could be solo dates. Maybe it could be treating yourself to a trip. If you can afford that, go ahead and do that. Maybe it's a spa day. Maybe it's time in solitude, or time with loved ones, time with intimate connections that you already have, whether that's with family or friends. Nurturing the relationships that you do have right now. What does anchoring your self-worth look like? We're going to redirect our focus on that. Last but not least is to recognize your limits. Even though I was giving him chances, I can only give somebody so many chances before I'm like, okay, you're actually just pissing me off now and I don't appreciate you. Know your limits. As much as I want to be compassionate, it's like, God, give me the discernment to know who's worthy of this compassion and this patience, and who's just a waste of fucking time and who I can just cut off right away to keep it so for real. God's working on me and my patience and my heart, okay? I'm not gonna pretend like I'm perfect over here, but know your limits. What are your limits? What does that look like? Accept the fact that you cannot change him. And if his behavior is detrimental, be prepared to walk away for your own peace of mind. Because at the end of the day, baby, that's what this is all about. Who's gonna add more peace into your life? If you're already filling up your cup solo and you're already living this peaceful, joyful, radiant life, if he's coming in, making you feel all confused and like messing with your peace, then it's a no. It's a no, it's a no, it's a no. So don't take it personal, know your limits, and comment below what's one of these things that you can relate to, that maybe you experienced that you had a hard time walking away from, but eventually did walk away. How did you feel when you chose yourself? Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, so you can officially become a part of this Wifed Me Up series. Mwah. See you next week. Mwah, 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 mwah.